Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, and it's the Friday afternoon slash evening or Saturday morning edition, depending on where you are in the world. And we've had a great week in crypto. Bitcoin's pumped up well above 60K, above 65, above 66, and briefly above 67, though we had a mild retrace. We'll go to the chart shortly. I am rocking my new laptop computer, so please forgive me if we have some technical issues. I'll work through them the best I can. You folks are the guinea pigs. This is my test run. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll share my screen and we will get started. Okay.
We can see it.
All right, you should be seeing my Jasmy screen, 15-minute chart. We usually start with
Yep.
overview of the market, but this alert just went off. So if you're interested in a short trade for the weekend, this is one I just took myself. It broke above the RTI, the 80 value, and dipped down below. So that's often a sign of a retrace. So I took this day trade. I'm looking to get 1 to 1.5% on a chart. I'm at 10x leverage, but I'm a more experienced trader. So if you're not experienced in day trading, get good at spot trading first. Said this a million times before you mess around with leverage. But since this trade just popped up, I thought I should share it. All right, so let's go over to Bitcoin, and you should be seeing my day chart.
Yes.
And we got a big fat green candle here on the 19th, my daughter's birthday today. I'm hanging out with you guys. I'll see her tomorrow. Anyway, we've had a really nice trend up this week, a little retrace on Wednesday and Thursday, and then pumping big today, almost at 67K. We're up almost 5%. Really good day in Bitcoin. I briefly went through Twitter. I didn't see anything earth-shattering. I thought this post was fun. There was a big meltdown with something called, and I knew I'd forget it. Tama, what was it called? What's the organization that had the
Crowd
Windows
strike. Crowd
crowd
strike.
crowd strike?
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess this is a server application for many large businesses, and it crashed and burned today. There's something involving an upgrade that didn't work out. I love this post from Timothy Peterson, who I follow on Twitter. Bitcoin did not suffer an outage today, just fine. Bitcoin went up in price today, as I said earlier, and it doesn't depend on any third-party systems for security or operation. So Bitcoin is rocking out today, doesn't care about any kind of system update. Okay, and then a quick look at Ethereum. Also a nice green candle, not as much as Bitcoin. I thought Ethereum would get more of the movement as there's been news about the ETF being approved on the 25th, 23rd, something like that, definitely next week. And that might be buy the rumor, sell the news, but Ethereum hasn't gone up anywhere near what Bitcoin went up so far regarding the ETF. So we'll see how that plays out next week. Okay, anything to add or any questions to ask about the markets overall before we go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some day trades and or swing trades? All right, kind of quiet today. I'm on Altcoin Alert. I have easy mode off. I'm on the altcoin radar. I want all the information, all the columns, and I'm going to do a quick refresh and then sort by the AA score. So here we go on that. I'm looking for values 80 and higher. I've looked at some of these other coins. Could look at Pepe. We just looked at Jasmy briefly. I've been trading this all week, and Didix. I've been trading Jasmy and Didix on day trades all week because it's been up here in the 80s. Um, what Altcoin Alert is saying is that there's an 84.5% chance that Jasmy is going to go up 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours. As a day trader with some experience, I'm trading both directions. So Jasmine's not just going to go straight up. It's going to go up, dip down, that kind of thing, which is why I took that short earlier in this call. I want to grab that 1 to 2 to 3% dip before it goes up another, 3 to 5%. So even if I see a very bullish indication on Altcoin Alert, I'll still short it if it looks good on the chart. But let's look at this for something that everybody can trade, not just CJ. And there was some talk on the CryptNation call on Thursday about Pepe and meme coins. I don't really trade these. I'm thinking about it. So let's look at Pepe. I believe this one's on, I thought it was on Coinbase. It's on Kraken, though. We can look at it there. Most US citizens can get Kraken. Get Kraken. Okay, so we're currently in the red zone on the support and resistance area. We're in the resistance portion of that setup. I'm using my supply and demand visible range by Algo. These red and green areas here tell me support and resistance on this time frame. So that's one of the things I look at. On a short, ideally it's coming out of the resistance and coming down. On a long, I like it to be coming out of the support area and going up. So, like this. Yeah, see, it comes out of the green area and goes up 10%. That's a great day trade. But that was at 6:30 in the morning. I was sleeping, so I didn't get that one. But you can see the RTI predicted it. It actually got us in early because, again, the RTI relative trend index. My favorite trades are when it breaks below the 20 and comes back up, like we have here. This movement, 2.5%. Love that. And we've got another one here. No, that was this one. And it doesn't break down again till my screen's a little smaller on this, till here. Then we get this move up, 2.65%. It's a really good day trade as well. Multiple entries on this. Dips again, comes up right about here, goes sideways, and then makes that big move. So the breaks below the 20 in recoveries on Pepe is a really good entry. At least it has been the last couple days. So, but the moment we've got the opposite. It's broken above the 80 and looking to dip down. So to catch the next move like this, next dip, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either trade it on a break below the 20 or a dip below the 20 and a break back up. Or if you don't think it's going to go that far, you can set that to break below the 50 and come back up. I've done that a couple times this week. So here's the alerts. Add an alert on the RTI. Crossing up on the 20. And alert name, call it what you want. Call AA score, because that's my information source. Notifications. I'm going to notify on my app on my phone. Show toast notification. That'll be on my computer screen. And then play a sound. A chirpy handbell, 3 notes reverb. Some of these are really obnoxious, so test them out, see which one you like. It has to get your attention too. If it's too mellow, then that's not very useful either. So that's how you set an alert for a break below the 20. If you want to set another one for the 50, everything's the same. You just put 50 instead of 20. And then finally, if you're a more experienced trader like me and you want to trade both directions, then instead of crossing up, you're going to choose entering a channel. And I'll go ahead and do that just to show you what it looks like on the chart. That's going to be 20 on the top end, or 80 on the top end, 20 on the bottom end. And click create. And it gives me this rectangle here. So if this breaks below the 80, I'll get an alert. And then I can look at the charts and see what's going on, see if I want to take that trade. And if it breaks below the 20 and comes back up like we have here and here, that's a really good long entry. potentially. With indicators, the best we can do is to get better entries than, throwing things at the wall to see if they stick. But I find that this RTI has been really good to me. I've been using it since October. It's been good on day trades. I tried it on longer trades. I know there are other traders who use it, but it's worked best for me on day trading. So any questions on Pepe as a day trade? Okay, I'm going to bounce over here.
Yeah, I had one.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Kim's here. All right.
Yeah, it finally showed up. Okay, the first time that Pepe goes down below the 20 on the RTI, just to the right of where your mouse is at.
hmm
No, okay, that one there too. Okay, goes down below it. You said you would get in there, and then you would just, even though it goes above the 20, you're just kind of waiting it out at that point because you're anticipating it to go back up. Is that? I mean, it's just got a small amount of where it goes back into the green on the cumulative, and it's bouncing just a slight bit on the candles. So
Yeah, but at the time I'm taking this trade, this is what I'm seeing. So it's gone sideways. I might be concerned if this is the signal I see, it's like, kind of had a fake out here. So I might be reluctant, but yeah, I probably would have taken the trade. See that was 1 in the morning. So yeah, probably wouldn't have taken either of these because they were too early in the morning. But for our example here, yeah, sometimes it's going to break above and just go sideways at that point, which is annoying because those alerts keep going off every 15 minutes. So, but that's just the nature of indicator trading. If you're going to use alerts, you got to suffer through that. So,
you would go in on the first one that it breaks the 20, not waiting for the third one.
correct.
Okay.
Right. I think you're confusing this with the 1, 2, 3 dip, which is on the 5-minute chart.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I got
the
you. Yeah.
reason, yeah. And a quick review, Kim's talking about the 1, 2, 3 dip training from iCoin Pro that I talk about on Mondays. And that's the first strategy I learned, but I found it wasn't really alert friendly. But I did notice when I used the 15-minute RSI, relative strength index, that once it broke above a certain area in that situation, that was very similar to the 1, 2, 3 dip. It wasn't perfect, but it was frequently catching dips and recoveries, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I found that the RTI is a little bit better than the RSI, so that's why I've been talking about this RTI break above the 20 for the past, like I said, since October, and it's worked out pretty well for me going on a year now.
Well,
All right.
I've gotten pretty good on the charts with the candles, but my getting in and getting out is just absolutely horrible. Second guessing everything.
Yeah. I was going to show you one of my trades on a swing. If I have time, I'll do that. But I took a trade on near, and we'll talk about that a little later. But I know what you mean. Now, for me, I'm also employed by a company that uses it's a third party software that manages my day trades because I've created an account to do that. So all I have, because I can just set up my ladder buys and exits, automatically. So I'm cheating a little, but it wasn't that long ago when I was doing exactly what you guys are doing, setting take profits on the exchange, looking at the charts to determine those. And
Yeah,
so,
everything you said that you're doing just went right over my head. So
well, all right, let's be, I mean, that probably wasn't very useful to you guys. So let's take this situation here where we have the break above, and where do you get out? Well, you've got obvious resistance here. And if you got in here, this looks obvious to me, this 4% area, that's where you get out. Look at, there's resistance all over the place going back 2 days at this
okay.
1200 area. So on a day trade, that's a reasonable choice. And if it keeps going, so what? You planned your trade and you traded your plan. That's success, especially if you're new. So don't worry, is if you look at something like this and your trade is successful, feel good about that. Don't worry if it goes up, 40% from here. There's no way you can know that. So that's what swing trading is for. We're on day trading right now. So
Okay. It's just
it,
it seems really hard for an impatient person like me, and the getting in, getting out is really tough. So,
well, day
uh,
trading is perfect for impatient people. So that's why I do it.
okay.
If I were patient, I'd be hodling and long-term swing trading, but no, I do a little bit of hodling. And the only long-term swings I do are ones that go against me, unintentional. Speaking of swing trading, actually, I had a chat question. What was short again? Okay, I think Eve is asking generally what short means. That's when your trade profits if it goes down. That's what shorting is. So, and you have to be on an exchange that allows that, which is hard to find in the US, though Coinbase does have 5 coins now that they're doing that kind of trading in. But again, don't do shorting and leverage and things like that until you've had some sustained success as a day trader or as a spot trader. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And Eve says thanks as well. So we're good. Okay, so now we're going to look at Pepe as a swing trade. For those of you who are more patient than Kim and me, this may be up your alley. So we'll bring up Pepe on the Kraken chart again. And my layout looks different. I've still got the same indicator for support and resistance, but I'm on a 1 hour chart. And then I've got the SuperTrend indicator. It's not a great indicator, but it is alert friendly and combined with other indicators can be useful. So I'm using this Trendilo LSMA, which is a moving average indicator. And then, the perfect entries are these that are, I won't look in the future. So if you take these buy entries, and just try to go, to the red zone at 96.70, that's a 10% move. And how long does that take? Not very long. So 96.70 and, 10% and you're out in a couple days. That's cool. I love that as a short-term swing. And you know what? It dips and it keeps pumping. So what? If you plan to get out that 10% profit, that's good. Now,
You
if you keep
you
following this, sorry, go ahead, Kim.
no, you were pointing up that as it went up and into the red bar up there, you would
Mhm.
just go ahead and set your alerts at the bottom of that. It's like, okay, that's where I'm getting out at, and um, if it doesn't make it that far, then you're just set riding it out until you're getting there. Is that what you?
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay.
But I think a 10% on a swing is a reasonable profit. It's not too greedy. You're going to be in it for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. And yeah, get that 10% move into the red zone, get out. You can use that at this point in time where this buy alert goes off, and this is the red zone on the 1 hour chart. I think that's reasonable. Now, if you want to stay in longer, it's like, what's happening on the 4 hour chart? You can click on that, and we've got the red zone going up to, 15,809. I don't think does it make it back there yet? I don't think so. Yeah, not quite yet. So you'd still be in that trade, but you'd be up, 20%, and you can either stay in it or get out if you want to stay. It might take a few more days or a couple of weeks before that hits that high, if it does at all. But yeah, that would be a good swing trade. It would just take longer. But I see it all the time in the groups that people feel bad when something keeps going when they get out. Now, if you're just winging it and you get out, yeah, you need to do some work as a trader. But if that was your plan and you got out and it kept going, don't feel bad about that. Okay, a little preaching from CJ on a Friday afternoon. Any questions on Pepe? Okay, so that was Altcoin Alert, an AA score. The other one I like to do for day trading is a social activity sort. And I'm going to match that up with trading activity. I'm looking for a thumbs up and a fire, or fire, fire, or thumb, thumb. You know, what I don't want is this, fire and a thumbs down. Match up social activity and trading activity. And definitely don't want poop. So looking for matches of something I'm familiar with. Alice, I got burned on one. And I do discriminate against coins that have burned me in the past. Dent is a crusty old coin. It's intriguing. Fire and up almost 4% today. I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, let's look at that. Dent. I haven't looked at that one in quite a while. So, is that on my list? Yes. Yeah, these coins that aren't even a penny, it can be crazy to trade, but okay, so on our 15-minute day trading chart, we are close to the red zone, but not quite there. We're above the 80 on the RTI, trending up slightly on the cumulative delta. I meant to clarify how I use this one. If I'm taking a more of a trend trade, like something that's breaking above the 50, I will use the cumulative delta as a confirmation. If it's a dip and a retrace like this, I'm less interested in it because this is more of a contrarian move, even though it is spiking up pretty well here. But so I'm less interested in the cumulative delta on the dips below 20, but on the breaks above 50 and the breaks above 80, I'm looking at it then. That's just how I use it. It's up to you. All right. Well, we had a really nice move here when it broke above the 20. And let's see if I can bring up my vertical line, show these a little bit better. Yeah, we have a break above the 20 here. And to this area here, this prior resistance, it's 5.75%, didn't quite make it. So this would have been a bummer had you set your goal for 987. But a lot of times I'll see these, to the very high into the red zone. I'll go a little bit lower, try to catch these exits. Right at 5%. This wick might have gotten me out at 5% if I were trading this manually. If it doesn't, I'd still be in it. That's not so bad. Only in it for 8 hours. I'm a day trade, not an hourly trader. So get rid of that. So I'll go through the alert real quick. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close, we'll leave it on all day. This is a social activity sort. And once you enter the alert name in here a few times, TradingView will remember it. And then maybe you change the sound, but everything else is the same on the notification side. Okay, any questions on Dent as a day trade? Okay, as a swing, we'll go to the 1 hour chart. Still on the and here we go. Okay, so at the moment, most of the buys did really well. Well, 2.8% on a swing trade isn't great. And that dips above there. I probably would have taken one or two additional entries and maybe gotten out up here. I don't know. Oh, we've got to show alerts on this. If you want to set an alert using the SuperTrend, right click on it, add an alert. Trading both directions, you leave direction change on, but you're going to mostly be using this one, the buy, once per bar close. And that was a social activity sort. And the rest is the same. You might want to change your sound. I use a different sound for swing trades than I do day trades. Okay. Now we're too late for this entry according to this chart. The buy just did go off a couple hours ago. You can bring up a later chart, like a 4-hour chart or even a day chart. And on the day chart, if we go back to March, we're all the way up to 0.002, which would be an epic move. Yeah, over 100%. I'd probably look at this area here. Yeah, for a longer swing. See this resistance here, right around 1400. So that's shorter resistance. I'd say middle resistance is in this vicinity between 1700, 2000, and then the big move is up here, around 2500. But that might take 130 days. A little more patience than I have, but anyway, so that's another way to use these concepts and stay in trades longer for bigger profits. Now, if this bull run is really going to crush and pump, then that's a reasonable way to trade. Any questions on the swing trade approach with Dent? Okay, I've got time for one more. Let's see, who's with me today? Can't quite bring up the list. I like to do a short of the weekend. I already did a Jasmy trade based on an alert that went off right when my Zoom call started. Let's do a different sort in Altcoin Alert. I'm going to click on long-term sentiment and match it up with Elder Impulse Daily. So that's what people are talking about online. Elder Impulse is a technical indicator that Bryce likes. And I'm matching up bullish and bullish usually. But what I'm going to do now is flip the script and look for something short. But you can do the long for the bullish and the short for the bearish. And we've got bearish on Myota and Bitcoin Gold. I don't know if either of those. Dash is something I can short on an exchange. Bitcoin Cash as well. And let's look at Bitcoin Cash. I do trade that with some frequency. So as a short term, so we're going to look at this the opposite way. So the principles are the same. So I'm on Bitcoin Cash and it just broke. Just dipped below the 80, but it's kind of going sideways. So I don't know. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, it's sort of resting on the 80. I don't know if it quite broke. So the alert is going to be right click, add an alert, crossing down on the 80. And you can leave it on once per bar close and the rest is the same. Yeah. And if you want to long this instead, it's the same way, crossing up on the 20. Or you could go on the 50 and get a better trend established like we have here and here. No. All right, so, and then on a short or on a swing trade, let's look at that. Doing some nice chop action. That's what I like as a day trader. I mean, what's our distance between these? Not great. Not loving this as a swing. But looks like the sell is going to print fairly soon here on the SuperTrend, and it's coming out of the red zone already. But the Trendilo LSMA is pointing up, so I'd want to see that hook down before I got in. And we got a really wide range here on the support, almost 7%. I would probably get in around here and look to get out. Yeah, right here, about 365, 6% move. Not a great. I would probably look for something different than this. So you might want to try something more like Jasmy, like I did earlier in the call. That's going to have more room to move. So, okay, any questions about Bitcoin Cash or setup or anything involving Altcoin Alert? All right, well, I'll wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live, but we'll look forward to seeing you the next time you join us. Please check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. You guys have a good weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye.